Okay, so there are going to be three different forms of numbers that we talk about. We talk about numbers in their standard form, their expanded form, and their word form. So we're going to take a number today. We're going to talk about what it's going to look like in those three different forms. So let's start with the standard form of a number. So the standard form of a number is the form written using digits. Okay, when we talk about digits, those are just the individual numbers with commas that are separating the units, the thousands, and the millions. So an example, I could write the number 6,400,320. So I have 6 million. Again, we talked about that place value. There's going to be a comma that separates the millions and the thousands. 400,000. So a comma that separates the units and the thousands, 320. Let's take the same number and let's talk about what that's going to look like, but this time in expanded form. So the expanded form of a number is the form of a number written as an addition sentence. So we're going to have those addition signs in between with each digit's value shown. We're going to talk about a little bit later what that means by value. So hopefully this kind of gives you a clue. So we're going to use that same number, 6,400,320. So we're going to start with each digit. So I'm going to rewrite the number here in standard form for us just so we can see it. So we said 6,400,320. So we're going to take each digit. So remember, those are just the individual numbers. We're going to write what the value of that digit is. So this digit here, it's in the 6 million place, or excuse me, it's in the million place. So it has a value of 6 million. Okay, since we're writing this as an addition sentence, I'm going to put a plus sign. I'm going to move to the next digit that I see. And so I see that the 4 is currently in the hundred thousands place. So I'm going to write the value as 400,000. My next two digits are zeros. They're not going to have a value there. So we're going to skip to the next digit that is greater than 1, which I see as the digit 3. And that's currently in the hundreds place. So that means that it has a value of 300. And then the last digit I see is a 2. It's in the tens place, so it has a value of 20. Okay, moving on to the word form. It's exactly how it sounds. It's the form of a number when it's written in words. Okay, so sticking with our original number, we have 6,400,320. Guys, I will never judge you on your spelling. We're just going to do the best that we can, okay? So when I read this, the first thing I say is 6 million. What comes next is 400,000. And then our last part is 320. So there we go. Our three different forms of numbers. We have standard form, expanded form, and word form. Moving on to the difference between place and value. Okay, so when we talk about the place of a digit or the place of a number, the place is simply the location of the number. Where is it located? So I'm going to use an example. I'm going to say our number is the number 2017. And if I asked you what is the place of the 2, that's currently in the thousands. I'm going to turn it sideways. It's in the thousands place. If I asked, hey, what's the location of the number 7? That's in the ones place. So you're just telling me where is it located. But when I ask you, what's the value of that number? What's the value of that digit? The value is what that number is worth. It's the worth of that number. So again, I'm going to use the number 2017. So this time, when I asked for the place of the 2, it was in the thousands place. But the value of the 2, since it is in the thousands place, that means its value is 2,000. The value of the 1, it might be located in the tens place, but the value of the 1 is 10. So the worth is value, the location is the place. Okay, so now let's talk about place value. Let's put it all together here. So I'm going to create the number 4,321. Then we have this decimal right here. We don't read that as decimal. We don't read it as point. Our decimal gets read as and. So I have 4,321 and 234 thousandths. Okay, so now let's put the two together. We said place is the location, value is the worth. So let's talk about place value. I'm going to turn my paper sideways for this one. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so I want to focus on where the decimal is. The very first one to the left of our decimal, that is our ones place. You're also going to hear the ones referred to as units. Those are interchangeable terms. So ones are units. To the left of the ones, this is our tens. To the left of the tens are the hundreds. And to the left of the hundreds are the thousands. Now, if I were to keep going, what would come next would be the 10,000s, then the 100,000s, then the millions. But we're just going to stop at thousands for right now. Okay, so again, if I'm looking at my number, the location of the 1, it's in the ones. The location of the 10 or the place of the 2 is in the tens. The place of the 3 is in the hundreds. Remember that place means location. Let's keep talking about the places, but this time to the right of our decimal. So right after the decimal, this is our tenths place. To the right of the tenth, that is our hundredths place. And to the right of our hundredths, that is our thousandths place. Now, you might hear that I keep saying kind of sound like a snake at the end of each time. If a place ends in that THS, that means it is a decimal place, not a whole number place. None of our whole numbers end in that THS. You don't have to make the sound, the snake sound with our whole numbers, but tenths, hundredths, thousandths, we got to make that snake sound when it comes to our decimals. So when we look at our completed place value, our ones, the units, and the decimal, those two act as a mirror. Okay, so on the left and on the right, that very first one, they both say 10 at the beginning. Tens is our whole number, tenths is our decimal. If I keep going, hundreds and hundredths, thousands and thousandths. So again, that decimal and our ones place, it's acting like a mirror.